Tristan is Officer Nab, the Zombie King.
Hey Tristan, it's Renee Winterstatter.
Hello Tristan, this is Bob Hall.
Hi Tristan, my name's Agnes Garboscon.
Hi Tristan.
Hi Tristan.
Hi Tristan. Hey Tristan, I hope you're doing really well. Hey Tristan.
Hi Tristan, it's Gail.
Tristan, hi, I'm Donnie Cates.
Hey Kristen, this is Tim Seeley.
Hi Tristan, it's George Perez.
Hi Tristan.
Hey Tristan, thanks so much for reading, and I hope you continue to enjoy the books.
Hey Tristan, where the hell are you?
Tristan, where are you?
Tristan, where are you?
Tristan, where are you?
Hi, this is Rex Morales.
Hi, I'm Paul Story.
Hi, my name's Jamie Tennell.
Hey guys, this is Joe Prado. I'm comic book artist Freddie Williams II.
Palmiotti. And I'm Amanda Connor.
I'm Ralph Tedesco from Zenescope, and you're watching Nerdette's Newsstand.
And you are watching Nerdette Newsstand.
Nerdette's Newsstand.
Welcome to Nerdette's Newsstand.
You're listening to Nerdette's Newsstand.
Nerdette's Newsstand.
And you are watching Nerdette Newsstand.
Hello, everyone. Yes, Hush, I see you.
The intro was awesome.
Thank you.
You got me.
That's right. That is
all of those people.
I put it together this afternoon. Well, kind of. I had most of it together.
I know there's two missing.
Is there?
Frank Thierry and
Oh yeah, because in the nicest way possible, Frank Thierry was kind of like dickish in his. Like, so I was like, how do I cut this? He seems like, I don't know. Frank Thierry.
That's the New York in him. That's
what I was just gonna say. Does he remind you of every mobster ever?
That's it. You should hear
That's
him
just
talk
people from New York.
Gucci, it's hysterical.
Like he just screams Brooklyn or something. Like the funny thing is, in the video he was like, you weren't here and you sent this guy. Like
that's true.
But yeah, I gotta cut it a little bit better. But I love that intro. I really, really do. So thank you. But we are gonna talk today about DCU or Dawn of the DCU. I can't help but wonder if they're being a little bit more synergetic, because we just got this announcement from James Gunn that it is now going to be called the DCU. And now we're getting Dawn of the DC. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that has nothing to do with it, but I want to talk about it. But how is everyone this evening? How are you today, Carrie? Are you over there?
I'm here. I'm doing fine. So everything's going smooth.
Woohoo! Yes, no mic issues. We are on a good night.
Yes.
Jared, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. I'm getting over a cold, but I'm good. I'm surviving. I'm just working my way through Planet Hulk and loving it.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I did Bro Teaches Noobs on that one a while ago as Bianca.
Oh yeah, you need to get Bianca on. When we recorded our Bad Ideas video today, she's never read Tom King's Mr. Miracle.
I'll do that. I will do that with her in the video.
One of my top 5 books ever.
And I'll get into Vision.
Oh, and also
Vision's
I'm
great
eagerly
too.
Anticipating a Nerdette finally coming on my channel.
I know. We'll set it up before I even get off stream tonight.
All right.
We will set it up because we're having a monster Jeff Johns stream.
Please, can I come onto that, please?
Jeff Johns.
Twitter.
There we go.
I beg, please.
He is the BAMF.
He is the best.
He is.
I would argue one of the best comic book writers of all time.
Oh, for sure.
He's up there on my Mount Rushmore.
I mean, how many people out there have been influenced or proteges of him? Williamson, J.T. Kroll, so many of them.
His Justice League run in the New 52 got me into comics, so there you go.
There we go. Perfect. How are you today, Drew?
I am
Dolan.
No, I'm fantastic. Just a lot of reading, writing, and watching videos and setting up interviews and seeing a little video that someone made.
Yes, we got to show it.
Yeah.
But you want to hear something funny? When I was working on the teaser, which we're gonna show here in a second, I actually saw what is it? Is it League of Geeks or the website that always has all of the different stuff that's coming out, and you had wrote underneath it about something, and I'm like, oh my god, you're such a freaking dork. You're writing under. I can't remember what website it was, but it was one where they show all the. Yeah, and I went there to get a couple covers, and I'm like, oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay, we have to say hi to Rocky, but then we gotta and Robert, but we gotta show this teaser. Because if you guys haven't checked out Born of Blood 1 and 2, you are missing out. And this is a teaser as to what is to come. Let's play it. Yay! I'm so excited.
That looks so dope.
Yep.
It does. It looks good.
And they do exist. They are printed. They are here. Yes, we got them.
That's crazy. How happy are you about it, though?
I am ecstatic because, like, Aaron Sparrow is our creative director. Joe Corallo is my editor, and they know, like, and Max MVP, he's in the chat. He can tell that I have gotten better with each issue. This is according to them. I've gotten better, and they've read it. They enjoy it. I believe Tristan. I believe you've read it as well.
3's my favorite. Fucking hands down, my favorite.
Here we go.
I'm excited to see what is to come because there's just it. I don't want to be a shell. I don't want to be a shell. And
no, you're not.
You guys,
no, you were honest about issue 2, and I appreciate that. Yeah,
but like, there's not a whole. There's a few books that get me excited about what's to come, and this is one of them. Somebody's got a sex bot.
It's probably me. It's the beard. I got it. I am the comics lord, and the ladies come where the comics lord arrives.
That's right. Rocky, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm actually I'm impressed. I'm a Purian fanboy, and I'm a huge Dynamite fan. So Born of Blood's right up my alley. So it's a great way to start off this stream. So yeah, I'm in a great mood now. The only thing missing is my normal Crown and Coke. I'm sipping water, but I'll have to text the wife to bring up some whiskey.
There you go. That's at the backstage when you weren't there. They're like, where is he at? And I'm like, I don't know. He's probably getting whiskey. Probably getting something. Robert, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
And it looked like the sex backs are really in hard force.
Go figure.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, Jason David Frank. First Kevin, now Jason.
I know. I seen a lot of people, sending. I from my understanding, it kind of seems like it was self-inflicted, but
it was.
Yeah,
he's so young, 49 years old.
Yeah,
40. Yeah. Like it's so sad. A lot of sad news this month. Like this 2022 has been really sad for nerds.
It is.
It's been bad.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh jeez.
Perez, Adams, Grant. I just forget his name, but the Yu-Gi-Oh creator.
Conroy.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my God. Conroy got me. That was the one that really got me. It was like so unexpected, and it was just so like I went back over and I reviewed his Finding Batman story. Oh, well, okay. And everything okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I had to refresh because unfortunately it said I couldn't see the chat on the side. It was giving me an error.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I just such an amazing man and able to tell his story.
Someone point out Pacheco.
Yeah, yeah, so many.
Tim Sale.
Oh, I forgot about Tim Sale. How could I forget about Tim Sale? Like
press.
He had just and Tim Sale had just done his long Halloween special and almost let it kind of at the end open-ended, right? In a way that maybe so many, like, I feel like the people that I grew up with don't age, and I'm the only one that ages. And then this kind of is an awakening where you realize these people are all aging too. Like, as sad as this is that I'm admitting this live, I seen a little short the other day of, I'm admitting this. Hanson, who I used to love. Oh, they're so old. I'm like, God damn, I don't want to get any older. Oh my God. Okay. That's besides the point. It's such a sad year for people.
Hey,
Goodness gracious.
When we get started talking about this, I have an observation I want to make about this Dawn of DC that I just realized. Oh my God, I can't believe this.
Okay, well, we're going to start right there. So what can't you believe?
Notice, let me ask you, when you look at all, how many Batman-related titles were actually announced?
I don't know.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
2. Only 2. Penguin and Brave and the Bold.
They've been leading into that Penguin story. Well, they've been leading.
I'm sorry.
No, they've been leading into that Penguin story. If you read the Chip Zdarsky backup, and I actually think this is kind of a cool direction to take Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the One Bad Day. One Bad Day was kind of a maybe a lead up.
Those aren't canon though.
Thank God, considering that Mr. Freeze one.
Actually, the Freeze one, I've read it all the way through. I'm torn on it. I get where they were going because when you look at the end, there actually is a message behind it all. And I still say it's still better than what Scott Snyder and James Tynion did during their annual.
Yes, that was a travesty.
So it's still not good, but yeah, I know that. And also Superman, not since Rebirth has Superman been headlining the announcements.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so nice to see. I actually seen, it was Rocky put like most cringe moments this week or something, did a little poll, and I hadn't even read any of the books, and I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be such a bad week. But I didn't think that Penguin story was awful. I just never saw Victor Freeze as being like a controlling man. He was always very empathetic and loving.
Yeah.
But the way I'm seeing it is, it's more him convincing himself of these issues. I think he didn't realize the issues until afterwards, and then he's convinced himself, I'm glad we have no more arguments. It's like his mind is so convinced that he is not a good man that needs to be redeemed, that he's basically pushing it on himself like, I'm a bad man, so I'm going to look at it like a bad man would.
Yeah, I get it. I just think it was an oversight by Jerry Duggan to actually put that into the story.
Have you read X-Men Green? Have you read X-Men Green?
That's true. That's true.
Jerry Duggan was fixing a problem that didn't need to be fixed.
Exactly.
And that's what I
don't fix what ain't broke.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel that it was necessary. I mean, is it? You can interpret it in whatever ways you want, I suppose. But I just, for me, it was like I would prefer that I'm just ignoring it myself personally. I mean, just leave it alone. To me, it was like, the guy is okay. So now we're getting another reminder of, he's a real bad guy. He was always a jerk. He was always a jerk. He was a control freak. So that's what he was, whereas before the whole impact of Mr. Freeze, the appeal of his character was, was somebody who was overwhelmed by a state of loss and love lost, that it turned him into a bad man. But there was always that hope of redemption. But here, it doesn't matter what happens to Mr. Freeze now. He's still going to be a dick, even if redemption's pretty much impossible because he's naturally a control freak. And so to me, the bloom's off the rose. But anyways.
Yeah. And I'm not, this is a good, how have you, Rocky, been feeling about these One Bad Day stories? Like, I would say one was really good, and the rest were kind of just meh.
Well, I'm an outlier. I really loved. I loved Tom King's the Riddler. The Riddler One Bad Day.
That's me too.
I just assumed it was out of continuity. Now, having said that, for an out of continuity tale, I really like it. I can't possibly see how any of this stuff can be in continuity. On the other hand, if you talk to some of these creators, I don't think that Gary Dugan is assuming that Mr. Freeze is out of continuity, because that could arguably fit. Two-Face could arguably fit. Penguin could. It's a little wishy-washy, but it could arguably fit. It's still, overall, I think it's going to make for a nice hardcover compilation. But the ones that, for me, that I just thought the Riddler was so. I just thought it was so
good.
Yeah.
Talk about elevating Riddler to almost Uber level Riddler. We get a lot of Uber level Batman. This is Uber level Riddler, but still couldn't defeat Batman, and he pays the price for it. That's what I liked about it. But Mr. Freeze, I don't like it, but it wasn't badly written. Penguin was probably my second favorite Penguin, followed by Mr. Freeze. Two-Face, I wasn't a big fan of.
Yeah, I agree. I really liked the Riddler story. And I thought the art was so fitting with it, that kind of gritty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But yeah, this one wasn't my favorite. I think they were trying to give every villain in this Rogues Gallery their own kind of, wasn't it supposed to be their own kind of killing joke?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, in a way. And I don't think that they necessarily got that with all of them, but they're all not bad. The problem is they're all not good. They're all not great. Like,
it could be better.
The Tom King was definitely the best one, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that.
And that says a lot if Tom King is the best one.
Why? Oh, wait, you don't like Tom King?
I don't like his Batman run after the wedding. Everything up to that, I'm like, okay, cool, this is dope.
Yeah, and I get that, but there's so much more to the wacky world of Tom King.
I still haven't forgiven him for Heroes in Crisis. I'm sorry. That is unforgivable. I'm a
and I get that. I get that. But Jeremy Adams has done a great job redeeming him.
Oh, yeah.
I love that title. See, and I was talking to Bianca about this earlier. Tom King has a lot of really great stories. Like, he's got Vision. He's got Mr. Miracle. He's got Strange Adventures. People just kind of hone in on his Batman. And yeah, that was a great tie-in. Probably the best tie-in we've gotten thus far. Like, those tie-ins are dumb. I'm sorry. They're dumb. They're unneeded. Okay. That's just me venting a little bit. But
no, you're speaking the truth. They are unneeded. They're just filler.
I don't feel like they add anything to the story. I'm sorry, I don't.
In Dark Crisis, I think it's like 6, when Jace Fox Batman shows up somewhere, and they're like, see, this tie-in. So I'm like, where the hell did you come from?
Yeah, I kind of get it. Meh.
How the hell do you know how to operate a machine? Oh, my dad taught me. Luke is the science, the tech guy, not you, Jace.
The one thing I will say about this is that, all right, so I think I made it pretty clear I'm not the biggest fan of John Kent, but his last stand in this recent issue of Dark Crisis
was
the best John Kent moment ever. I was like, now I'm okay with calling you Superman because you literally did a Superman thing.
Like that, I can agree to that. Go ahead, Robert. I'm sorry.
They flew right at the Dark Army to buy them time.
And then Clark just catches Doomsday's fist like he's Superman in the Snyder Cut and goes, ha ha, punch.
In the Snyder Cut. Right. Okay, we're not going there.
That Superman entrance. I'm just referring to that Superman entrance.
I know.
Because it had that same energy.
That was a great moment. Like, that was such a heroic defining moment in John Kent stuff. Like, he's done a lot to battle injustice, and this was him taking on, like, true fucking comic book evil. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you guys feel about Dark Crisis so far as a whole?
I like it.
You like it?
I've been
pretty
enjoying
dope.
it.
My favorite scene, though, is when he assembles his, like, discount Justice League, and Black Adam is like, okay, so this league sucks. You don't need 2 Blue Beetles. In the back. I'm like, I've never been a bigger fan of Black Adam. And I'm like, yes.
But why did he call Dr. Light saying, how old are you? When she's a grown woman with 2 kids. She's the oldest member of that team, and yet he's acting like she's a kid.
Well,
yeah, that's
in
weird.
Black Adam's defense, that was a horrible lineup.
Dr. Light was a great part of the lineup, though.
What did you say, Drew?
Oh, I said everyone's a kid to Black Adam. So
True.
The problem with that lineup is that if you have Superman and Supergirl on a league, that's it. That's all you need. Where the all these? You have 2 Kryptonians. One half. Well, actually, technically 1.5. But you have 2 Kryptonians. They're a league unto their own. You don't need the other people.
Yeah, but you're taking on the Dark Army. It's a little different.
Let me be a little critical of it. You know, one of the weaknesses of Dark Crisis, especially number 6, was, you know, where was the Dark Army? Because the only one who seemed to be doing anything was Doomsday. I mean, there was Necron, there was Black Adam, there was a whole slew.
Darkseid.
Superman, the 2 Supermans are taking on Doomsday. There was a whole Dark Army there that was virtually non-existent in terms of in the battlefield. To me, here's my number one criticism of the latter issues of Dark Crisis. I didn't mind the character work in the first few issues. Was just I'm to me a Dark Crisis. I'm looking for plot more so than character. I like character work, fine, but man, you got the Dark Army there. You got the most epic villains of the DC universe, and none of them are showcased really. And you know, I get it. I mean, you have all these opportunities for these legacy characters. I mean, show me Yara Flor take on Necron. Or show me another small time legacy character take on Black Hand, or I mean, show me something epic. But unfortunately, I don't know if we have enough pages for that, or maybe it's not enough issues. But
that's what
I have higher expectations.
That's what times are supposed to be for.
Yeah.
Someone just asked a good question. Which is worse, AXE or Dark Crisis? I say AXE because let's be honest, AXE is not going to go anywhere. They've already got more events lined up. Their trash squad is going to keep being shaken. DC and Dark Crisis at least is kind of making it clear there's still going to be a status quo afterwards. It's going to retain itself.
And here's the thing about AXE. It's another Marvel attempt to make the Eternals important and relevant. They've been trying that for years. The movie didn't help. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't read Marvel. So yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Why did Figure Drawing say R.I.P. Yara? Yara's still...
Because we still haven't forgiven DC Comics for canceling the Wonder Girl book.
Yes.
And I will never forgive them.
I have like the first 2 issues and I'm like, I want more of this. Where is this?
It's so good. It's so good.
And I will say, again, I realized I had a very eureka moment last night. I don't hate Tom. I don't hate John Kent. I hate John Kent, written by Tom Taylor. If he's written by someone like Joshua Williamson, he's like one of my favorites. I'm like, yes, let's do this.
Nope. You're wrong. Okay, that's it.
In the Super Sons, but yeah.
I will say, I want to get into the Dawn of DC stuff, but one thing I want to say about Dark Crisis that I feel like that could have been, it was advertises about legacy. It was about these characters when really it kind of was, but it was also mostly about getting back to the status quo. The only thing that I love about it, and I think this is so smart, is you've had this whole event. You've had this whole thing about legacy, and they're not bringing back the Justice League. And I actually I love that. I made a video a long time ago saying they need to take a chance, and they're letting Dick and the Titans take over right now.
There's still going to be a Justice League book.
And there's not going to be for a while, at least. We don't know how long. I mean, but they're having these, they're giving the legacy characters a chance. And I actually think if one thing good came, one really good thing, besides John's heroic moment, came out of Dark Crisis, is that they're giving Dick the forefront, they're giving Titans the forefront, and they're going to let that title be anything better than what we got from Tim Sheridan. Because do we know who's writing that book yet?
Probably Tom Taylor. I'm going to guess.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's good. That's good. Did you guys read his Suicide Squad? He does really good with team. He does really good with team books. He really does.
Okay.
I don't know, and I don't know who's coming up, but I think it's fair if you're going to advertise something as legacy to give them the forefront, and they're actually fucking doing it.
By the way, and I'm going to make a prediction. Eventually, at some point, or like at some point in the near future, this won't work, and they'll be like, Justice League book incoming. Because
well,
it's not does. They take risks, and then they're like, nah, let's not do that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Of course, that's just how things work. And I have no issue with that. I just think that it's smart that for the mere time, no matter how long it is, they're getting their chance to shine. Yeah, and absolutely. we know they'll be back. We do. Mm-hmm. But for now,
we're still gonna have books with the Justice League characters, so it's
exactly.
not like Superman. It's not like an all new, all different when Iron Man was in a coma.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my concern about Dark Crisis is that we're it feels like in many ways like a Teen Titans event, like in so many ways, because we got Deathstroke. I mean, Deathstroke, my God.
Yeah, I that's fair.
Finally, the guy would go away. So now he's like the main bad, it feels like. And then Nightwing and Dick Grayson, and focusing on, of all things, Beast Boy getting shot in the head. I could have cared less about whether or not he got his head blown off. I just didn't care. But I mean, honestly, but here's the thing. It's a Teen Titan centric event. That's what it feels like. And and that's all well and good. There's some good character moments. But having said that, if no one, and maybe you guys can disagree with me on this, because you got your own little, we're all in the sort of the same community, but not enough people are talking about Dark Crisis that I think I think that, and that's the sad part. So moving forward, is DC going to double down on a Teen Titans title or replace the Justice League with Titans? I don't know if that's a very good idea, but I mean, look, it all comes down to the writing. We'll see how it works out, but I don't know.
There's one thing that is keeping me from believing that this is going to last long, and that's the statements by like the heads of DC saying, okay, so we have to stick with, we have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
We have the Justice League. So I guarantee you this is not going to last long, because Zaslav says we have to emphasize Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman,
and they are emphasizing Superman.
Right first.
Yeah, right. Then that leads us right into the dawn of the DC. They are emphasizing Superman,
and Justice League. That's what I'm saying, because when you think of DC, what team is the first one you think of when you think of DC?
The JSA
or the JLA. But yeah, that's the point.
May I say one thing quickly?
Yeah, of course.
I think they also realized, let's also be honest about the Justice League. For the most part, with some exceptions, the book doesn't always sell that well. Let's be honest.
You just have to have a good writer, though.
Well, yeah, you need a good writer, but I think they're going to use this time to let the secondary shine for a bit. Then, because let's be honest, I think they realize the parallel. We have one book with the new person, one book with these classics still. I think they used that to gauge where they were going to go post-crisis. And I think they realized we need a balance between new and old, but not force it on you. Because let's be honest, that was clearly their marker for trying to determine, like, should we or which one do people want more? We got some people, looks like, who are EVS fans in the chat.
I'll just ignore it.
I'm an EVS fan, but okay.
Well, yeah, and I get that. But that would never happen. Yeah,
it won't happen.
Yeah.
The one point that I do want to say, I have one more prediction, and that's I get the feeling that possibly, I could be wrong on this, but possibly we won't have like multiple characters being Superman, multiple characters being Batman. We're gonna have one person being Superman, one person being Batman, at least, because here's the thing. Ultimately, here's the problem with that. Because if we're operating under the false assumption, I did say false because it's false assumption, that when someone goes and see a Superman movie, they go to a comic book shop and pick up the Superman book.
Right.
Like, who the hell is John Kent?
MCU. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly the example.
Exactly what
I think that's why instead they're doing these tie-in prequel books like Marvel has done and using that as their go-to to go read it. Because you've had the Flash, Fastest Man Alive. You've had the Black Adam prequel, and now they're going to. Isn't there another one coming up soon?
There's a Shazam coming up.
Yeah, the Shazam one.
But my point is that see, as much as I can't stand all new, all different, here's what it did kind of well with the legacies. They at least removed the title heroes for a time. Like Iron Man was in a coma, so if you wanted Iron content, you needed to read Riri. So my point is that they didn't have like two people with the same mantle.
Yeah.
You can't do that really, because the whole point of a legacy character is that they take over when the main character retires or dies.
Unfortunately, though, for Marvel, that still haunts them to this day.
Yeah.
Because
the writing was terrible.
once, despite editorial claiming otherwise. That's why I still say DC's way is the better one, because it gives you the option, the choice. Do you go for the new blood or you stay with the old guard? And again, that's what I think they use to decide things.
Hey,
but
guess
I will
what?
say, the best thing I saw on this Dawn of DC announcement is that the Superman book, or no, actually, it's Action Comics, is going to be an anthology of different supers. Because if you pick up that one, you get a little bit of Clark, you get a little bit of John. That's the way to do it.
And Power Girl.
And thank God.
I know, right? I'm so excited. And you know what else is super exciting that I did not expect in the least coming from the Dawn of DC?
What?
Doom Patrol. We are getting a Doom Patrol book back by Dennis Culver. I am so excited to have this team back. Like, when was it Gerard Way? The last time we've had Doom Patrol?
Yeah.
And
let's not forget Joshua Williamson on Green Arrow, baby.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, we'll talk about that next. Doom Patrol. Wait, I'm not done gushing yet. I don't know if it's like the show that's brought this team back around or whatever it is. I'm glad to see it because these characters are so unique. Like, they're so far out of the box that sometimes they don't even make sense for their plot and they still make it work. And I love seeing like them again taking the chance and taking a team that's really, especially before the show, but not well known, right? Taking a team of weirdos and actually giving them a chance. This is a weird event that feels like they're trying to take chances, but also honing in on what people believe in. Like, I don't want to say it, but a very similar to a Rebirth 2.0. I don't know. What do you think, Rocky?
Well, I think that I think it's a good choice, and I think so much of this flows back to Mark Waid with World's Finest, and I think he's sort of set the template, dare I suggest, for the DCU moving forward. In particular, about the whole idea being that this isn't so much about legacy, but this is about family. And with Doom Patrol as a family, Doom Patrol was almost these X-Men back in the day. And it's just like with this new character in World's Finest, David, you know, we're adding characters that we didn't know exist before. In the Justice Society, we're adding children that never existed before. It's expanding the family. So I think in terms of Action Comics is really like a Superman family comic, which I remember fondly back from the early days. And same with Brave and the Bold with Tom King. It's kind of expanding a family, this sense of family. So I don't think of it in terms of legacy. Legacy is about generational. Family is about who's existing right now that we can enjoy and love. And what to go directly into your question, Tristan, about Doom Patrol, is that Mark Waid, you know, very wisely and incorporated Doom Patrol in his first arc in World's Finest.
I love that.
And I think because World's Finest has got a lot of good critical acclaim from us collectors, those of us who actually read the comics, we don't just buy them for the covers. And this matters. And that talk matters. Because speculation, you know, people who buy for covers, they only go so far. It's the actual quality of the stories that contributes to the longevity of the comic book. And so that's what I'm looking forward to it. Chris Burnham's art. I love his art. And you know, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. Like, I'm not Doom Patrol is always a wild card. It's always a wild card. So I love the fact that they're thinking outside the box a little bit, because that's classic DC. I mean, it's almost like if there's one that's going to be canceled, it might end up being Doom Patrol. But I'm hoping to me, it should be written like a Fantastic Four or like a classic X-Men, you know. And that's what I'm always hoping that I'll read a Doomsday like that, or a Doom Patrol like that.
I agree. I think that's a better way to look at it. I think it's much better than saying a legacy, because you're right. We had that urban legend that I think could have been very similar if they would have done it correctly. They did in the beginning. I loved the stuff with Chip Zdarsky did with Red Hood. That was great in the way that they did it. But I'm hoping that's what we get from the Superman stuff. And you're right. Like, wasn't Doom Patrol? You said it was like X-Men. Weren't they actually out a few months before that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, technically.
A couple of years, I think.
Technically. I just had to put that jab in there. Just saying. I'm glad to see it. And like the fact that, I don't know, are you a Doom Patrol fan, Carrie? You're being very quiet.
You know me. I'm always been a little more Marvel, but I love the Doom Patrol show.
It's so good. And it's better than it has a right to be. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. It's good. I love it. You also mentioned Green Arrow. We've got Green Arrow coming.
Yes.
And I should have looked at this announcement much better before.
By Joshua Williamson, baby.
Yes. Yep. And Joshua, you know what? I kind of expected we were going to get a Green Arrow because they had been kind of teasing it. For some reason, I thought it was Tom Taylor teasing it, but I'm glad to see Joshua Williamson is writing it.
Mm-hmm.
They also by announcing a Green Arrow book, they kind of spoiled Dark Crisis because Green Arrow may not have come back with the League. So I'm like, okay, so he lived essentially. That's why you're giving him a book. Okay, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
My big question though is what happened to Booster, Blue Beetle, Firestorm, Connor, and the other Blue Beetle? Because they all got sent to their own little world still, and Williamson said that was intentional.
Well, that's the Connor book. Isn't that him in another?
There's a Connor book?
Are you talking about the what is it? Young Justice book?
No, the Superboy Man of Tomorrow.
That was the round robin winner, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, now, of course, given how that delayed, I've heard some people theorize they might be changing things.
They might to add it in. I'm just glad to get a Connor book.
Yes.
Like, he looks so good on that cover too, like classic Connor Kent. Yes.
And that's my favorite Connor's classic.
Now,
90s.
my one concern when I looked at that timeline is, okay, I see Superman, I see Batman. What the hell is Wonder Woman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
800 coming up still.
Well, and we just had a Wonder Woman centric of that. So, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
We have to remember that we only know to the first half of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the second half of 2023. And because let's be blunt, there's actually a lack of female characters mentioned so far in this dawn of DC. And there's other than Natasha Irons and Rita Farr on Doom Patrol, and arguably Supergirl in the Superman family, we don't really have a large number of female characters so far. And Wonder Woman and her ilk are actually very, very obviously absent from the announcements. I personally think it's by far the weakest aspect of the DC universe.
It is
with Wonder Woman, Wonder Girl, Nubia, and I hate to, and I don't want to. I know, Nerdette. Respectfully, I know that you. I think you have a higher opinion as to the way some of the writing on it. But I personally, I just feel that I feel that there's not enough. I think the writers need a little bit more guidance. I think they're not as experienced. I think Plunrad and Dira Ala and I think Stephanie Williams. I respect them as writers, but I personally, I just don't think that they're taking them in the right direction. And I think they need they need some. The editing is terrible too. So the editorial is just awful on that, on all three of that entire line. So it was up to me. I would whitewash the entire thing as a per choice of words. Although, but I think you know what I mean. I would be like Zasloff. I would take my axe and we would do something radical there to really rock things, rock the boat for 2020, latter half of 2023.
But what I do like,
I'm sorry. I had a joke. Sorry.
Okay.
I was just saying, but Rocky, but according to some people in certain social media stuff, no one wants a comic with a female-centric lead. So isn't DC just doing the right thing by not doing it?
Okay, no one said that, but okay. But
I'm beating a smart ass.
Yeah, I know. But what I will say one thing. Immediately, as soon as I saw that timeline and it said building the DCU one hero at a time. What I like about this, okay, so assuming it's a relaunch or a reboot, let's say it's a relaunch. What they're doing is they're starting it off slowly. They're starting, okay, so just the Superman family first, and then we add these characters first. Because my big problem with like a lot of like take the new 52. When that happened, 8,000 number ones you had to pick up. With this one, it's just a smaller number, so it's easier to jump onto.
And I actually really like that. I think that's really smart. I do think there will be, like, I definitely think that, you know, how we got the first half and then you can see the KN and whatever. I think it's going to be like Night Terrors or something like that. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be Batman centric, but I do think I would like to see I don't hate the Wonder Woman line. I kind of am apathetic to it at this point. I really tried for a very long time. I love the Wonder Girl stuff. I read Trial of the Amazons. I got through that, and it's pretty much fallen off after that. And I think they need to bring Mariko Tamaki back on Wonder Woman. Do you guys remember her? Good. She did so good with the Liar Liar stuff. Like, she did a great job at that. And I'm not... Is anybody reading Batgirls right now? Because I'm curious how that is with are you? Is it any good with the same creative team?
It's all right.
That's not a good answer.
I can tell you this. Look, I review Batgirls every time it comes out, and admittedly, I read it only because I'm reviewing it straight up. And I can't sugarcoat this, but if I'm going to be as diplomatic as possible, I'll just say that the Clunrads, I think it's a bad combination of writer along with artist. I think that it's looking for an audience. It doesn't make sense that they're drawn like children, and yet the subject matter is often it's often very adult subject matter. Serial killer, they're drawn like children dealing with serial killers and very adult content. It's completely off-putting. And finally, this last issue, they're dealing with Clue Master, which is Stephanie Brown's father, which is good. Because I mean, these are girls that both have daddy issues and mommy issues, quite frankly. So I mean, to me, the character work just cries out. That should have been your focus from issue 1. So maybe in the next 6 issues or whatever, we'll get some more interesting story content. But honestly, it needs an artistic change. And DC has had a couple of significant misses. Even though I'd be diplomatic with Riley Rosmo, it's not a fit with. He wasn't a fit with Harley. He's not a fit with Robin. Yeah. I don't think that Corona is a good fit for Batgirls. There's a couple of things here that. DC's going to have to make some. Those are the decisions that I think would be the easiest to make as a fan. Yeah. But you know, I'm not in control of DC. So, but I tell you what, if I had that axe, I would be swinging it.
Yeah,
what they need to do, they should put more effort into Wonder Woman, considering she's the most popular female superhero of all time. She's the third member of the Trinity. She's practically the face of DC, along with Batman and Superman. So I think they need to do
Harley Quinn. Just saying.
Yes, and Harley Quinn. Yeah. What I think they have to do is just go back to basics. Okay, so if you want to do the clay thing, if you want to do she's the daughter of Zeus, just go back to basics. Stop trying to overcomplicate this.
Oh shoot, Mods! I'm sorry, I forgot to fix that issue. I keep forgetting. I had a more controversial stream, so I made it so Mods had to approve certain I dropped my pocket. What the actual so another character they could really elevate if we're talking about it here, when it comes to going into the Dawn of the DC, and Rocky mentioned it earlier, Stargirl. This story,
that's a good book.
Oh my god. I mean, I knew it was going to be good, right? I knew it was going to be good. They don't mistreat this character, and that's one thing I can respect. But the fact that they're bringing in these other children, like, I absolutely love, and I want to know more about this. What is it, Molly Pitcher? And it's not Betsy Ross. It's something along the lines. I got to read the back pages.
They're in the back of that preview issue like a month ago.
Yeah.
Betsy Ross and Molly Pitcher. Yeah.
They're so cute.
That is so cool.
Yep. They're the sidekicks for Miss America.
I want to know more about these. It's so cute, and I think they could absolutely take like Stargirl's an awesome character. She really is.
I love this one.
See, I read the book. I haven't read the character individual pages yet.
You've read New Frontier, right?
Yeah.
Remember John Henry Irons with the hammer, and at the end we see his one kid by his grave?
That's
here. First appearance, New Frontier #6.
That is awesome. Not only that, but they could also elevate oh my god, Amiko? Is her name Amiko?
Yeah.
Amiko.
I was like, it totally went out of my brain when I loved to see their kind of like, I don't know, like toxic friendship is, I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but it reminded me of, when I was a kid and sneaking out, like, not that I snuck out to save crime or fight crime. I snuck out to go party, but that's besides the point. I liked that back and forth. I thought it was really cool. This is a character they could elevate alongside. Not that they shouldn't elevate Wonder Woman, because they absolutely should. But this is another idea going into, they just need to get more. I just need to get more Jeff Johns. We're just going to go out there and say it.
Yes, absolutely more Jeff Johns. I will agree on that one. Well, what they could do to elevate these characters is put them alongside, like have them guest star in a few issues of like Superman, Batman, the characters people buy. That way people are introduced to the characters because they're already buying the book and they're like, oh, okay, I want to go check out this character.
Yes. And I thought that was really smart. Oh, Mr. America, is that Shiloh?
I was it. This this is Thaddeus Brown, meaning this completely undoes that entire stupid miniseries. Because why? He's white in here, not black.
Oh yeah, that one wasn't very. Oh, but I still like the name Never Free. That was a cool name.
Yeah, but
like that was the best part of that. That wasn't very good. And, but they, how do you? I never even thought about about the Wonder Woman issue.
Oh, we got it.
Oh, Nanya, thank you so much.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
I've got it right here.
Oh, you do?
I just read that Stargirl book yesterday.
Did you? What did you think?
Yeah. I actually liked it a lot. I really liked the classic feel of it, especially even with the art style.
I loved let me get this real quick.
It just says Glitch Cat.
Yes.
Glitch Cat.
Well, thank you so much, Nanya. Tip $5. Thank you so much, Glitch Cat. I don't know what that means, but thank you.
If you want to read a dope Wonder Woman story, read Wonder Woman Conan.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that is so dope. I love that story.
Yeah, it's
and
really
great
good.
Gale. Again, it's a reminder of how good Gale can be.
Oh, her Wonder Woman run is unparalleled besides George Perez, but you know what I'm talking about.
And Phil Jimenez.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
is what about Greg Rucka? You guys, come on.
I'm reading his run right now, his original Tree Rebirth run, and I'm like, oh, this is great. They need to give Wonder Woman better writers.
Yes.
They do, because Wonder Woman has been...
She's my third favorite superhero.
Wilson had a decent run. That's the funny thing.
Wait, what?
G. Will Wilson, her run was a different one. So it was an interesting one.
It's pretty good. I love that one.
They need to do something. They absolutely do. They now that you guys are mentioning it in the chat earlier, they mentioned what was it, Dead Earth? There is some great Wonder Woman stories out there. We just haven't had one in a very long time. Not one that anyone would be super excited about, except for, to be fair, Dark Knight's Death Metal was Wonder Woman centric.
Kind of a Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Earth One. Just saying.
I love Dark Knight's Death Metal. We need more.
Evolution.
I love Death Metal. You kidding me? I got every single book and tie-in for that series.
For Dark Knight's Death Metal, those two, for Death Metal and for Metal, there's so many good stories within that. I absolutely, those are some of my favorite events of the last
Wonder Woman
decade.
design when she's in the post-apocalypse. I'm like, that is one of my favorite Wonder Woman designs ever. The blue highlights on the hair, the crown, the cape. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Wait. Hold on. Is that image been released yet, or did you make that?
Well, I made this. It was a thumbnail. It was just illustrating the fact that we have A whole slew
A
of titles that
lot.
we don't know what's coming out in the second half of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like it.
There's lots. I mean, we have a lot to be hopeful for. You know, there's that wonderful word.
Yeah.
Whenever we talk about DC Comics, we always talk about hope.
Superman.
I know it's ridiculous. I'm always hoping, and more often than not, I end up a little bit disappointed. But hopefully, we'll see what happens in the second half. I'm relatively, I'm decently, pleasantly surprised with the first half. We'll see. I got some. We'll get into it. I've got some trepidation on some of the creative choices, but I mean, I hope we're getting some bigger names in the second half of 2023. DC needs some bigger names as opposed to just reshuffling the cards.
Mhm.
True. But you want to know one? You want to know two characters I really still want to see more of?
Yes.
What's that?
Yes. Both of those. Black Canary and Zatanna. Hell yeah.
We need more. Of
We need
these
a
two.
Justice League Dark, to be honest with you.
Yes.
We need that back.
Let me bring up the article because I do want to look at the creative choices. And I've got the article from the DC actual thing, but it's not very organized. We're gonna bring
Can
it
I say
up.
one more thing? I am also
Of
happy
course.
that Jon Stewart is getting his own book. I'm like,
Yep.
oh hell yes.
Well, you already
Oh,
did.
good.
Time.
But you already did
What?
before.
You talking about the Jeffrey Thorne one?
Yeah.
No, but I'm talking about one that's actually called Green Lantern. Jon Stewart.
Right.
Okay,
He's
so
headlining his
Lazarus
own
Planet.
book.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's okay.
So Lazarus Planet is going to be when all the, I guess, powers mix up, and we're gonna have like the coolest Dr. Fate helmet with ears. And have ears.
That's awesome.
And then you know what actually surprised me about that is the fact that we're getting Mercy Graves. Like, I love Mercy. And it feels like, I don't know, it's kind of, I mean, not bring them back. Last time we really had a Mercy story. Yeah, I think about it. So we got Lazarus Planet. So we've got that going on. After that, then this is where all of this is going to start. Are these, out of curiosity, are these tentacles? Are we talking Brainiac here?
We're not seeing anything.
No, okay, that's because I
think they're tentacles. I like to think
Yeah.
they're Brainiac, but they might not be. They might not be. I like to think they
I'm
are,
not
though.
seeing any images. I just see the word Unstoppable Doom Patrol. That's all I see.
Same.
No. I was talking about the image, just the basic image and Rocky's thing, but for some reason he disappeared off of here. So
I think it's a hentai misdirection. I think that's what they're going for here with the tentacles.
Did you say hentai?
They're trying to get the Tumblr crowd.
Oh my god. Okay, so we've got Superboy Man of Tomorrow. They're packaging this as it's for this, but it was also the round robin winner, so I don't know why exactly. Rocky, how familiar are you with Kenny Porter?
Well, I really only read his DC Mech so far.
Yeah,
and it's like it's all right, I guess. It's DC meets Transformers, and it's all right. But he hasn't really been tested yet. He hasn't been really tested to write a mainstream continuity DC superhero. So it's going to be interesting to see what he brings to the table. So I mean, I'm prepared to give him the benefit of the doubt, but fingers crossed.
May I talk
Wait,
about
I just
sorry.
Yes, hold on. I just realized that super chat. I read it out loud, and the name is Nanya Business.
Wow.
But thank you, Nanya Business, for a $5 tip. I said it's Nanya, and I realized it was Nanya Business. But thank you, I appreciate you. You are wonderful.
Yeah, but I want to talk about this one.
Which Kenny Porter?
Oh no, sorry, the Green Lantern one. Sorry.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Well,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go for it.
I just noticed in the description it says determined to find his place in a strange universe. So maybe this is spinning off. Maybe they reworked it.
It sounds like they did.
Yeah. And we're also getting now, does anyone know if the Blue Beetle story, the graduation day story, ties into this? Or is this just like,
Separate.
they were like, well, we need a Blue Beetle story because the movie's coming out. Let's put it out.
It's that. It's that.
I kind of wondered. My screen is frozen. Is everybody else's okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm fine.
Okay, good. As long as everyone else's is fine, I'm good with that. So then we've got the two freaking Green Lantern stories.
Yes.
And
I will be getting both because I'm a Green Lantern nerd. That's me.
Yep. But
What did you want to say about it, Robert? Go ahead.
Everyone is complaining about Mariko Tamaki. It's like, guys, she did more than I Am Not Starfire. She also did a very good Detective Comics run. Crushing Lobo was not that bad. It's like, seriously, guys, stop acting like, oh, Mariko Tamaki, it's gonna suck. Since she's been on DC, she's been doing pretty decently. Again, I Am Not Starfire and Shattered Glass notwithstanding, but those were the YAGNs. But it seems like when she's under mainstream DC, she's kept on a leash.
She also did Dark Detective during Future State. That was one of the best Future State stories, at least.
I'm really thinking she didn't write that. It's so good to the point where I'm like, there's no way she wrote this. I think
She's well been there. But let me put it this way.
She did.
When I read this, that's not a name that would have come to mind as, okay, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. But let me put it this way. I'm willing to give her a chance because the Detective Comics run was fantastic. So you know what? I'm like, you know what? She could very well surprise me because I love her Wonder Woman stuff too. So I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Didn't she write that Supergirl story also?
She did? I don't remember.
Yeah, being super. Yeah, she did. Yeah, with Joel Jones on the art. Yes.
Yep.
That's what I thought. Yeah, she's got the chops for it. I just want to make sure.
Well, as long as she doesn't have like Hal Jordan act totally out of character and stuff, I'm totally fine with that, which I don't think she will.
No.
Because they're very protective on the Green Lantern. So I'm like, okay, here we go. At least, let me say, if she does anything, if she wants to do anything crazy, editorial, at least I want to believe with the Green Lanterns will go, no, tone it back.
She also did that one really good, it wasn't really good. It was good enough. That Secret Files about the Hunters, if you guys remember during, I think it was during Fear State.
It tied into her Detective Comics stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's got the chops for it. I don't have issue with it necessarily. I'm not the biggest Green Lantern fan anyways. I really enjoyed Jeffrey Thorne's run on what we just got recently, and then we were going to get teased, but that seems to be... Are they throwing that all away?
Yeah, and you call yourself a Jeff Johns fan.
No. I just mean like I like the Green Lanterns. They're just not grounded. I love my grounded superheroes.
I think at the least they're probably going to go away from what Grant Morrison did and start reintroducing like the Red Lanterns, the Blue Lantern. Bring back what Grant Morrison ignored for no reason.
He chose to ignore it because he wanted to do one other story. And with Jeffrey Thorne, he was then told, try and get rid of a lot of elements. And now they're going back on that again. So that's the thing. Jeffrey Thorne has made no secret saying, I did what I was told to do.
Right. Rocky, did you like Jeffrey Thorne's run on Green Lantern?
It was... I thought I admire his ambition, but he bit off more than he could chew. He tried to weave together too many plot lines. I loved his imagination, but the story was unfortunately too convoluted. And had he done it right, well, he didn't do it right, unfortunately, and that's why they're going back to the grim and gritty John Stewart. Right? They're returning him to Earth.
True.
You know that there's a reason why. I mean, I hate to say it, but can you imagine a greater rejection of a storyline than saying, yeah, we don't want John Stewart as a god. We don't like anything you did with him. We're going to literally do the exact opposite of what you made him. We're going to put him back on Earth. It's like, oh my God, that's, I think that says droves. But to be quite blunt, I think that's better for John Stewart. Hal Jordan used to have, traveling the traveling heroes with Green Arrow, and maybe give John Stewart his, have him travel across America, be the grim and gritty traveling military guy. I don't know what the storyline might be. Yeah, have him, get some more character work and maybe more character focused as opposed to maybe what Jeffrey Thorne did, and I don't know. My fingers are crossed with that. PKJ is a really good writer, and he's got a background in the military. I understand it. So if anybody can pull it off, PKJ has written Alien. He's written James Bond. So he knows espionage. He knows Alien. He knows science fiction. So he should, and he wrote War World of Superman. So if anybody could write a kick-ass Jon Stewart tale, it would be him.
He already showed he could.
Yeah, for sure. He's proven himself, and I think there's only a few writers that could bring me, because I would probably trade weight for this, but I think, yes, we can hear you, Rocky. It just only shows 4 people for some reason. I don't know why.
And my comics just fell. Give me a moment.
Oh my. But Philip Kennedy Johnson has proven himself definitely as a writer. I think this is really smart. I would love to know who the artists were.
Yeah.
Because I do think that one thing that can make or break a book for sure is art. I don't think they're going to use anybody crappy, but just don't put like a Riley on it, Riley Rossmo. Like, that's my biggest fear at this point, is you put Riley Rossmo on a title. That's sad.
If it doesn't involve monsters and aliens, then yeah, I'm concerned. But if it involves monsters and aliens, yeah, he's perfect for it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. His Robin King, I still absolutely love the work he did on that, but he doesn't make sense for Harley Quinn.
The Shadow book, the Batman Shadow book.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the most normal looking he had done. It seems ever since then he's been getting more abstract.
Yeah. That was 5 years ago? 4 or 5 years ago? At this point? Wow.
So we have Cyborg, no creative team given at all.
Well, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm not a big Cyborg fan.
Yeah, me either.
They have tried since the New 52 to push him vibe, like vibe, and it just doesn't stick.
I don't care about this title at all. Literally, like, that's sad. I don't.
But the Brave One is supposed to be an anthology, and it's supposed to have rotating creative teams, so Tom King might not be sticking around the whole time.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, I'm sure he'll do fine. Look at his Killing Time. That was so good.
I just love whenever Dan Mora is on a book, because his art is like, oh my gosh.
It's godly.
Funny enough, he has the speed of Riley Rossmo, but the talent of everyone else.
Yeah.
The talent of everyone else. He's one of the top people. Like,
he is one of the top artists. Oh my gosh.
Oh no! I forgot. Me and Bianca did a top 5 artists and top 5 writers, and I put on Dan Mora, but I forgot Bruno Redondo because he's phenomenal too.
Oh yeah,
I'll take Dan over Bruno. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, but I love them both. They're both really talented. My computer screen's froze. I'm trying to move it down. I promise. Beautiful.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
that's so good.
That's got to be Simone DeMaio. It's got to be.
I think so.
He signed an exclusive with DC Comics. He just tweeted.
What?
Today. Yeah, he just signed. He tweeted on.
Yes.
We already talked about Green Arrow.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
You mean Simone did?
Yeah, Simone DeMaio did. Yeah.
I love the way. It was only a couple issues when they had Simone DeMaio on. Was it DC vs. Vampires? And they would have the one scene, the Otto Schmidt, and then you'd flip over the Suicide Squad, and it would be Simone DeMaio. It was so well done. I'm so glad to hear that. DC doesn't do a lot of exclusives.
Not anymore. Can't afford it.
Nope.
Well, if they can afford Simone DeMaio, maybe that's a really good sign.
Otis, that's a complete lie.
What? Wait, what? I don't like Green Lantern because of Evie. I'm not. What?
That's why I said that's a complete lie.
He didn't write. That was Jeff Johns. That's some of the best Green Lantern stuff out there.
And some of the best Green Lantern art. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I've never said anything bad about Ethan's art. That's crazy. Oliver Queen has been the family dinner. Okay,
So he's lost. Okay, so that's what the book's about. Okay, I see.
Is anybody familiar? I don't know the name Sean Zeike. I'm not super familiar. Oh, we got we got a little Bailey Batson back.
Finally, this is the title right here. This is the one I'm excited for.
Mora, baby.
Are you excited for this title, Drew?
Yes, this is the title. This is the one I cannot wait for. This one should be coming out sooner than June. But I understand the synergy with the film. But yeah, this is the one I should be excited for. Everyone should be excited for.
I'm torn on it because I'm hoping they don't get rid of the family.
Why would they? I'm fine with get rid of the family. Keep it Billy. Yes.
Why would they get rid of the family?
When everyone is special, no one is special. You made Billy less
Keep
special.
Mary and Freddie at least. Keep Mary and Freddie at least. There's always been Mary and Freddie alongside him.
Maybe get to that a little further down the line, but go back to Billy. Just start off with Billy. Don't overwhelm everyone. Don't make it weird with all the diversity family. You know, everyone is special.
Oh my God, Drew!
With that, they can't do that because the family's in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta side with Drew on this one. They need to develop Billy Batson more. They need to they need to really create something special about Shazam first. Before they get the whole, I mean, they can have the corollary orphan family and what have you. That's all well and good, but you got to focus. Well, and in fact, they're doing it. I mean, read the solicit on Shazam. I mean, I love the idea of Billy Batson is at the Rock of Eternity. It's building on continuity, the continuity that actually makes a little bit of sense. The Rock of Eternity is right in the middle of the basically positioned right in the multiverse. So he's got understandable access to a multiverse of possibilities and adventures, and he can meet all kinds. The storytelling is limitless. He doesn't need his family there, and frankly, you can have a family, and if it's successful, and I have a sneaking suspicion, I share Drew's optimism with Shazam. It's going to be as popular. I think it's going to be more popular than Jeff Johns' Shazam series.
Oh, absolutely,
and I think that frankly, Mark Waid is the captain of the ship for DC moving forward, even more so than Jeff Johns. I think.
I disagree with you on that. I think it's a tie between Mark Waid and Joshua Williamson. I think Williamson is still running the ship.
I do agree with that. I agree with you, Robert, on that. It's got to be Josh.
And Mark, but I think Mark is just as important, and Jeff is a little pocket anyway.
He'll play a role, but I'm just saying the main guy is probably Josh.
With Wade, because look at what Wade has done. He's played off of everything Williamson has done. So I think Mark Waid is just playing ball with everything Williamson done. I think it's all Williamson still.
I interpret it differently. I view it as Mark Waid putting lipstick on the pig that is bad Williamson storylines. That's the reality. Williamson doesn't understand character work very well. He had one big hit, and that was Robin, as far as I'm concerned, and he got a lot of fan favorites with Flash. But honestly, with Williamson, the blooms off the rose with Dark Crisis. That guy had plenty of time to plan that, and that's a stinker. And honestly, I mean, I'm glad he's got Green Arrow, and he's passionate about Green Arrow. I'll be picking that up. And like, he impressed me with Robin. I'm sure he'll impress me with Green Arrow. But honestly, Mark Waid was sitting back. He was subtle. He was on the sidelines, and he took all the stuff he had to work, and he took lead and he made gold. That's what Waid did, and Jeff Johns is doing it too. So
I still disagree. I still think it's Williamson and Waid working together because, again, Batman versus Robin is playing off so much from what Williamson had done, and so much of this other stuff is clearly being incorporated. So I do think it's the two working together in tandem. Not Waid is controlling it and Williamson is working under him.
I'm not denying there's collaboration, Robert. I'm simply saying that the better stories are going to come from Waid, and they have come from Waid so far. That's all I'm saying. I think most of the fans and the readers generally would agree with me on that, and we can only look at sales. So, I mean, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
One thing I think we won't disagree on is that this Shazam storyline is needed compared to what Tim Sheridan gave us where he put the Rock of Eternity in hell and Billy and Shazam living in hell. I'm like, no, please fix this now. Fix this.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. One last thing. Let's be honest. Shazam fits Mark Waid's Silver Age sensibilities.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So yes.
Okay, so Penguin, which from what I've heard, actually, that is not the definitive title.
Well, yeah, but still, we know it's coming. And like I said, they've set this up. I think this is smart. Like, I know a lot of people complain about Bat titles. I get it. But Batman has such a massive rogues gallery that setting up Penguin something like this and giving Tom King, I'm not sure I'm too familiar with the artist. I would have to look them up. Yeah, this makes sense. I mean, I think he's forced back into organized crime by the U.S. government. I like the idea. What do you think, Carrie?
Uh,
Carrie's just so apathetic.
You asked her to come on to something where she prefers Marvel.
Well, I mean, I've been reading a couple of DC stuff. I'm just not. I don't know. I'm skeptical when it comes to a lot of new comics. I have to.
Fair.
It's because I've been disappointed too much. I'm not. I'm no offense to everybody, but I'm not really a big fan of Tom King. I'm just not.
Mm-hmm.
I read some of his stuff, and I'm not. So I'm not really excited about this.
It's okay. You're allowed to be wrong every once in a while.
His Green Lantern tie-in for Darkseid War in the New 52 is pretty dope, where Hal became the God of Light.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. He was the only one who actually dealt with that. Not even Jeff Johns did anything with Hal.
I know.
But
what do you think, Rocky? I know I keep interrupting you, Robert. I'm sorry. What do you think, Rocky, about bringing Tom King back into the Bat area, the Bat family?
Well, you know what's funny? I've been singing Tom King's praises on most of the stuff he's done, but I've absolutely detested his Batman work, right? And and of course, like everyone and their dog, I didn't like his work on Heroes in Crisis, but I've generally enjoyed his Rorschach, his Adam Strange, his Mr. Miracle. So, but his Batman work, other than his Batman Annual 2, I wasn't a huge fan of it. But you know, with him writing Penguin, I'll check it out. I mean, it's interesting because we know that HBO Max has that Penguin series they're working on.
I didn't even think about that.
We know that Tom King him and another person was going to be writing a script for a New Gods movie or something, New Genesis or something, and that fell through. So maybe there's some coordination there. I'm not saying there's going to be coordination of storyline, but I'm just saying that, you know, maybe there's a little bit of here. We'll throw you the Penguin here. I don't know. The jury is out. I would like to keep Tom. I love Tom King on his Human Target, and when he does, and I'm looking forward to Danger Street. I kind of like him in that wheelhouse because he can get all dark and gloomy as he wants, and I know he's divisive with people that way. But he, you know, that floats my boat that way. But I wish they'd kind of leave him out of Batman, but with the Penguin and then with the Brave and the Bold he's doing, I'm willing to give it a shot. But I'm always leery when Tom King goes near Batman because I wasn't a fan of his Bat Cat either. So we'll see.
Well, first of all,
have you had a chance to check out his Love Everlasting by chance?
That's not bad. I've got the first 2 issues. I think the third one's out. I haven't picked that one up yet. So I haven't. I really like the Sheritz. I'm gonna butcher her name. The art on it, I like
beautiful.
Yeah, I enjoy the art, but you know it's not bad. It's a little different. I used to have a bunch of romance comics back in the day. My mom always bought me romance comics, and I would read her Harley. That's how I learned to read, was on Harlequin Romance and Harlequin Romance comics, romance comics, and Superboy and Legion of Superheroes is basically how I learned to read. So
I love it. And maybe it's the girl in me, but I just love that like romantic side of like this swift me off my feet and it's so cute. It's a really good book, and the art's really interesting. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it. It's good. So next we have Steelworks. Is this going to be Natasha's book?
And
That
I don't
sounds
think
like.
so because, well, actually, no, maybe it is. Maybe it will be. But the fact that this is his 30th anniversary, I don't think they're going to keep John just on the sideline. That's right. This is the second time he's done this.
That's true. That's true. Well, they just had, what was it? Jonah Heck's 50th anniversary, and they didn't do anything. So I don't know. I don't know there. Is this going to? So we've got the Action Comics, right? And we've got the 3 stories in that. Maybe this will carry on with that, but they're still. I mean, they're not really, but they kind of are a Superman title. I don't know. I don't even know, like, we don't have any information about it. I really don't know how to feel about it until I love Natasha in Action Comics. I think she did great for that team. But with such little information, I really don't have a strong opinion either way.
I'm disappointed in the if what they're saying is true, because I'm a John Henry Irons fan. I love John, and I think his story in the 52, that was like his crowning moment when he took down Luther.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But this, it's him handing off the mantle to Natasha. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll check it out. Hopefully it's good. I really wish it would have stuck with John Henry Irons, him sticking with him being Steel, because he's why I'm there. I understand, okay, Natasha's knee is cool, but I like John Henry Irons. He's Steel.
I mean, I get that, but I think, you know what? Ideally, if they put on, and I can guarantee this would probably win you over even, Drew, if they had Ram V on here, the way he did Levi Kamai, having that mantle passing from Alec Holland, like they did in the Swamp Thing book, it could work. The problem is we don't know any of the creative team. And I think that's where I'm kind of hung up on this, because there are mantle passing stories that can work.
Yeah. Yes.
And Ram V is one that could do it. Now I'll stand Ram V any day. I love his work. But I don't know. Like, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But we've got 10 more titles after this coming. 10 more new titles this year. So what the hell? Like, honestly, I'm gonna unshare this because it makes my computer super slow for some reason. But does anybody, Rocky, do you have any guesses as to what you think with this storyline going forward?
I honestly don't know. I gotta say, when I think of Natasha Irons and John Henry Irons, this is another group of two characters that have been, they've never really found their time in the sun. I think what Drew mentioned in the New 52 there, they had some moments to shine, but I was interested in Natasha Irons. I thought she had a pretty cool look with Superman and the Authority. I actually liked what Grant Morrison did, and I actually, my wild card pick to write Natasha Irons and John Henry Irons would be Grant Morrison. I know that's crazy, but I think of them almost like being like the Tony Stark and the Riri Williams of the DC universe, but just in a completely different, unique way. And there's so many different ways that they could go with them, and they've never actually done it. They've never really pushed the envelope with them, or I just have a feeling if they're gonna go by the numbers and the same hardworking John Henry Irons, inspired by Superman, and he's carrying a hammer and he's just stopping bank robber. I want something different. I want a very different take. And I'm not going to pretend I know what the hell that take is. But hey, man, I'm not a writer either. They got to find somebody who thinks outside the box. And that's how come I'm thinking, hey, man, throw a psychedelic writer at him, throw Grant Morrison, throw somebody who's willing to really do something different. Because I think that's what these characters need.
Yeah. This is a good point. If you're looking for something like this, read Hardware. Yeah. Hardware is a great title. But yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know what I want from that. I don't know. I do know I would love to see a return to Justice League Dark. I would like to see that title return, or a Constantine and Zatanna story, something along those lines. Because we've got a great Constantine and Zatanna story over on Webtoons going on right now. It's so damn good. Like, I never was a Webtoons person, and then DC started releasing these things, and I couldn't stop. Like, they've got that. They've got the Outlaws, Robin, Red Hood and the Outlaws, and then there's the oh my God, what's the third story? I haven't read it in a while. Cheetah. The stories are so good. I would love to see a story like that. Like, I haven't had a chance to check out Solicitations. Was there anything else new in February? I need to do a video on that probably, but
I'll go with Solicitations. Hold on, I got it.
No. I just meant, was there anything new or notable within it that could help us kind of? Oh, there was.
Well, there was more milestone stuff announced in that.
More milestone?
Yeah, that's because it's milestone 30. They decided to wait until then to release them all.
Well, I mean, I knew they were continuing some of this stuff, but I didn't know they had announced anything new.
Well, yeah, they have the 30th anniversary special, which is going to have Static meet his animated counterpart.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're meaning the cartoon version.
Is it going to be written by Vita Ayala?
I don't think so. No.
No? Okay, cool. I mean, no offense to Vita, but I'm just
it's
over it.
Her mini is starting up again, but she's going to have a co-writer on that.
Oh, good.
But here we're gonna have it's going to be multiple writers doing this 30th anniversary special, and then we're going to have Icon versus Hardware by Reginald Hudlin and Leon Chills.
Reginald Hudlin, I'm in.
I'll be there for that. Yeah.
Yep. I love it.
Start off a Worlds Collide storyline.
Well, they're actually building that universe up. That's pretty fucking cool. Like, I didn't think for years we would ever see those characters return. And we're actually getting some pretty decent storytelling. Like, they've got crisscross art, and some of the stuff from Jeffrey Thorne has been really good. I'm kind of DC Ruby.
Yeah.
In February is coming too.
I'm excited for that because I like the first mini, and this is the flip-flop of the mini, where instead of the Justice League in the Ruby world, we're getting the Ruby girls in the DC universe.
I mean, that's cool. I'm not super familiar with Ruby. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Swamp Thing Green Hell is finally starting up again.
Oh my God!
After 1 year, yes, finally.
Over a year, yes.
Yeah.
Does anybody know why?
I think Lemire got behind on his because he started doing exclusive at Marvel. They probably said, "Get the ball rolling right now."
Wait, no, he's not exclusive at Marvel.
He had a lot of indie projects he was doing too. He's doing he had his Maze book he was working on, which was fantastic.
Yeah,
Little Monsters.
Somewhere else.
Little Monsters had a delay too, so that could be all tied in. Stillwater, yeah. Yeah, Jeff Lemire or Lemire, I'm not sure. Is phenomenal. Like, I like his indie work the most, just because it's so. What was that book where he was like, it's like a dog in space? What was that?
Oh, he did the monkey one where they're in space.
Yes.
Yes. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
It's so good. It was like something I never thought I would enjoy, but I loved the hell out of it. And his Maze book. Oh.
Yeah, Maze book was amazing. But yeah, that space one, I was kind of left disappointed because he set up all of this huge world.
and then nothing.
That's it? After 6 issues? Yeah. That's it? You can't do that.
I know. I totally get it. But Green Hell's coming back. That first issue was fucking so good.
Yeah. You want to know something else that's coming back that I know you're going to love?
What's that?
Nightmare Country.
What?
Nightmare Country is coming back in April.
Primordial. Thank you, Mark McGrath. Primordial is what it was called. Wait. Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. Hold on. You're not talking about Dead Boy Detectives, right?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about Nightmare Country. Volume 2 is going to start in April.
There is a Jesus. Oh my God. That book was so. I love Sandman Universe. Like, I just love the hell out of it. And the fact that was ending, when the way it ended, and I was just, and I won't spoil it. I mean, like, it just kind of ended, and it was like, wait, is this going to lead into Dead Boy Detectives? What's going on here? Like, we got Desire fucking around. We got what's going on? I'm so happy. I'm ecstatic. I like that universe is so cool to play around in. And I wish Neil Gaiman wouldn't be such a dick when it came to his characters. Like, I get it. I do. But I don't know if you know this, Rocky, but Jeffrey Thorne, we were talking about his run. When I had him on for an interview, he said that actually what the source or whatever wasn't supposed to be, what was it, Jack Kirby?
Yeah, Jack Kirby.
It was supposed to be Desire.
It wasn't even supposed to be the source.
Well, it was supposed to be Desire.
Yeah.
But because it's Neil Gaiman, they couldn't do it. That would have been so cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that. It wouldn't have made Jeffrey Thorne's story any more comprehensible. So.
Yeah, but it would have been cool. Come on now.
It would have been cool. I guess. Yeah. I just the whole,
you're like, I guess.
I'm sorry, but the whole thing just there's so much about that just doesn't come together very well. Although in fairness to Jeffrey Thorne, if the overall DC editorial was more in the ball, they could have connected with some of he had some really inspired ideas in his Green Lantern run, Jeffrey Thorne, that they really could have done something with, because he even actually rewrote he tweaked the origin of Darkseid even, which in kind of an interesting way, but I mean, no one paid attention, and no one cares, and it's just it's almost kind of tragic. But I mean, that's the story of DC in the last year and a half, though. Future state, what? I mean, never mind. Good Lord.
Yeah, I'm so happy. Oh, Mark, and over here, the Bone. We were talking about Jeff Lemire. The Bone Orchard is so good too. I know this is a DC stream, but that is. I just got into that universe, and I'm like so impressed. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. Yes. No, it's not.
Here's what it says here for number 18.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Read it.
Jace Fox is on the most urgent mission of his tenure as Batman to save the life of his mother. As war was the domestic terror called the moral authority, and Jace fights a relentless battle alongside his sister Tiffany and a new hero who bridges DC's past, present, and future as I Am Batman comes to a spectacular and emotional close. But it does not say final issue, but that makes it clear it's the final issue.
But do you know why they're doing that, right? Because they were probably told, okay, one Batman.
I think it's more because he's going to be focusing more at Marvel.
No. I don't agree, Robert. I think, and Jared mentioned that in the beginning with the mantle sharing and shit.
Here's the thing: you can do mantle swaps well, but you can't have it exist. You can't have two people having Superman. I'm sorry, it doesn't work. Look at Miles at Marvel.
Well, or Captain America at a Marvel.
And to
piggyback, why is it though you can have multiple Flashes?
Well, and to piggyback what everyone is saying real quick, I've said it since day one. They have never said why he is Batman. He's never said why he chose to be Batman. Do we know why he's Batman? I don't know.
He because his dad gave it.
Money from the Waynes?
His dad gave it to him. His dad gave it to him.
Yeah, there you go.
But
this would actually make
to give.
I can't believe nobody's picked up on it yet that it's ending. Like, I'm surprised the outrage channels haven't picked up on it. But this would actually make a lot of sense. Batman Inc. just started. We're only 2 issues in so far. And it would have made sense for him to join that, kind of piggyback off of that and end his own title. Yeah, maybe he is joining the Titans. Maybe it's something like that, but I'm not surprised this is ending. There was a couple of great issues with this weird, like, psychotic killer, and I dropped the title. Go ahead.
Here's a good example of when they had someone else take up the mantle as Batman. When Dick Grayson became Batman, because Batman was, air quotes, dead.
Yes.
They didn't have another dude being Batman.
Okay, I get it. To do. Jared, I get it, but you are not answering my point. But it's not killing Green Lanterns, because that's a core. What about the Flash?
I don't like that either. I think it's stupid to have 2 Flashes.
So get rid of Jay. Just get rid of Jay then.
Sure. I'm like, there should only be 1 Flash right now.
Nope. I disagree. They're a family. It's the Flash family.
I could say the same thing for any mantle swap. I could say the same thing for any mantle swap. I could say the same thing.
I disagree strong.
I don't have an issue with. I'm not a big fan of Jace. I think it was the writing more than anything.
Yeah,
and I don't think there's any bad characters necessarily. There's only bad writers, and I don't think I don't actually even think that John Ridley is a bad writer. I just don't feel like he was executed as well as it could be. I do think there can be more than one. We've got Flashes. We've got, obviously the Green Lantern Corps. What do we have? Do we still have 2 Aquaman? I'm not even sure about that.
Yes.
I'm not even sure about that at this point because of, we'll see.
What they should have done with that is just have Arthur retire.
Why would you?
Arthur didn't fully retire. He was more going to be focusing on his kid.
Oh yeah, stay at home dad.
The kingdom. It's
wait. What's the problem with that?
No, because here's my problem with it. Because it's very non-committal. It's like they're like, no, we're not going to take a risk, like you said earlier, Tristan, and replace Aquaman or replace Batman. We're not going to take that risk. We're just going to have it. We're just going to have our foot half in the door. So if the fans hate it, we'll just cancel the other book. Really simple.
That's better. That's
well,
better.
yeah. That's capitalism, though. Also, right?
Yeah,
like they want to make sure.
But that's better because they wanted to avoid the pitfalls Marvel had, where they basically said either like it and deal with it. If you hate it, then you're an istaphobe.
Oh,
they don't.
And by the way, going back to what you said earlier, when Wally West took up the mantle as Flash, where was Barry Allen?
He was, but Jay was still around.
Was he in the main continuity though?
Yes.
Just saying. We're making some good points here.
Mark Waid keep on using Jay as a mentor to Wally. Same with Max Mercury. But yeah, Jay would keep him around. And Mark Waid kept Jay around to help.
But I think really my problem is when they give both mantles their own books too. I'm like, okay, I'm fine with like, let's say Jay Garrick appearing as like a side character in The Flash. That's fine. I'm fine with like because what they did in like New Frontier is they had Barry was on the multiverse team while Wally was the Earth Flash. I'm like, that's cool. It's the same problem I have with like, okay, so we have John Kent as Superman. He gets his own book, and then Clark is Action Comics. You can't do that because when people think of Superman,
wait, why not?
Who says they can't?
Because
okay, wait. We're gonna have a settler here. Rocky, do you have an issue? Well, yes. Okay, we're talking 2 Batmans. I Am Batman and Batman, and Superman. What's your take?
You know what? It really comes down. I have literally flip-flopped on this issue. I keep going back and forth. And you know what keeps making me going back and forth? Whenever I get a really good story. Yeah. Guess what? I wasn't a big fan of Jace's Batman. Not because I had anything against Jace. We already had a Batman. Why not make him be Batwing and, or whatever. Like, why make him Batman? But you know what? There was some good I Am Batman stories. There were some decent ones. But again, and Drew made a good point. I mean, the motivation for him to be Batman was sort of sidestepped, and so the motivation kind of wasn't really there. Now, there was some good character work by John Ridley moving forward, and his approach was much more real political with he had a very different, more real world, I think, approach to Batman in New York City. And I thought he brought a lot of interesting things to the table there. But again, it's a different type of Batman. I have no problem if they continue I Am Batman. I understand they're not. That's it. I don't care one way or the other. I mean, but really, you don't want to water down a powerful name like that. And I think that now I'm not in favor of having 50 Batman, 50 Superman. And in the movies, I even respect, I think it was Zabzov's decision, there's only going to be one Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, I even kind of respect that even, because I mean, it shows that you got to make a decision and stick to it. And you got to have confidence to create new characters. If you do want to have, let's be blunt, diversity is important in our culture. If you want to have more diverse characters, create them. I mean, I always use the movie The Incredibles as an example. I mean, they made them from scratch, and it made millions of dollars in the box office. Create your own characters. Yep. I mean, you don't need to necessarily pirate or off existing ones off some excuse that, well, people of different color, they need to have, they can't relate to heroism unless they're identical to them. That's rubbish, and that's demonstrably proven false. But I don't want to, not to. I know it's a touchy subject, but I just, there.
So in other words, Chris and I are right.
No, I was gonna say, in other words, we should still have Son of Kal-El as Superman. Just saying. I mean, not Son. I said just Son of Kal-El. John Kent is Superman. I know a lot of people want him back as a child, but DC is just not gonna do that.
They're not gonna do that, Tevia. I got news for you. The minute they made him bisexual, they're not gonna do that.
Now,
wait, what does that have to do with anything?
No, because
two Blue Beetles. Die.
Well, because here's why. Ultimately, because if they say they were to revert him back somehow, the backlash that they would get from the LGBTQ crowd, you took away an LGBTQ superhero because they revert him back to being a kid. I said that they should revert him back to a kid and build up to that, but they're not going to do that because they're too afraid of the short-term backlash that they would get, even though it would be minuscule backlash.
Yeah, compared to the positive feedback they would get from him becoming a kid again. Because I'm sure they got a lot of positive feedback from the animated feature, which is what a lot of the fans wanted. That's what the fans wanted to see.
And that was written by Jeremy Adams, who is writing The Flash, who is freaking awesome.
Yep.
That was a great animated movie. It really was. But there can still be great stories going forward. We've got him going now in, what is it, in Action Comics, or does he have his own? He has his own mini. I think he does. Going up against Ultraman, finally going at that traumatic. It should have been, but he also had to settle into Earth, and do his thing. And now he's finally getting on his heels and going back through the trauma. I want to see that story.
Yeah,
I do.
That's great.
Go ahead, Robert. I see you have your hand raised.
Well, I say though, we're gonna have 2 Huntresses, 2 Blue Beetles, and 2 Green Arrows. They are all still going to be coexisting and still active members. You have that in addition with Flash. So please justify why we should just get rid of all of them.
Wait, don't we have a Red Canary now?
I'm not saying get rid of them. All I'm saying is that don't have a book that's that's headlining don't have a book for John Kent, a book for Clark Kent, because guess what that leads to? I'll give you a perfect example of when they had a different person in the mantle as the headliner book and it didn't work. All new, all different during when the MCU was getting picked up, and here's what I'm saying. Here's why I'm saying that, because when you think because based on Zaslav's statements historically saying we have Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne as Superman and Batman, they're gonna try and align the comics at least a little bit with their main characters, the headline characters, to the movies, so Clark Kent can be the one that's in the Superman book, in the Batman book. I'm not saying John Kent can't be Superman. I'm saying he could be a side character in the book or in the anthology. I'm not saying take away that mantle. I'm saying he can't headline his own book. Call it Superman. You can call it John Kent, but don't call it Superman if you're trying to essentially synergize with the movies. Until you give John Kent a movie where he's called Superman, that's not going to happen.
Why is the movie more important?
Because again, like I said at the beginning of this, they're operating under the, granted, false assumption that when people go see a movie, they'll go, okay, Black Adam, I want to go read his comics.
But it's been pretty much proven that doesn't happen.
It doesn't mean that DC is not going to try. They've been trying it forever.
They're focusing more on the prequel books. They might have someone come up with another book that can get people's attention, like the Prince of a Priest, Black Adam. But that's all they're going to do. It's not going to be we're going to change the status quo of everything. They're just going to ask for pitches so they can have something out around the same time. Not, so if we're just going to focus on John, on Superman, we're just going to focus on Clark. No, I don't think that's what they're going to do at all. I think at the very least, John might be reduced to miniseries for all we know. But I still would rather have a John Kent Superman miniseries going on at the same time.
Plus, here's the other thing, though. Why can't John have his own mantle? Why does he have to get a hand-me-down mantle?
Because he would take it. What about Connor?
Wait. Why would it be a hand-me-down mantle? It's one of the most prestigious mantles in the DC universe. It's not a hand-me-down, it's an honor.
Yeah. But it's still hand-me-down because guess what? He's taking out because who is Superman first?
His dad. It's an honor. It's a legacy.
I still think that.
Let me get this super chat and then we can keep going. I'm sorry. M-Boss, thank you so much. So I think it is certain that Clark and Lois banged on occasion. Oh yeah, definitely.
I read the rest. I just read the rest.
Is it possible that instead of the typical position selection, Clark experimented once by flying his way into Lois Seabiscuit, the floating fuck, if you will? Lord have mercy, M-Boss!
What the hell?
I love it. The floating fuck. That is now canon, and everybody must honor it. Thank you so much. That's actually fucking hilarious. That's so funny.
Why?
Oh my god.
That is just. No.
That is so great.
That's right. M-Pause, you nasty.
M-Plus, you're hilarious. Oh, that's funny.
That's a good point. If we have this time stuff, that means we can have a book that would have all these secondary characters in.
Yeah, and I think isn't that what Action's Comics is for? We've also got like Power Girl coming.
Yep.
I'm fine with him being in the anthology because that's great.
Wait, why was that funny?
What did you just say?
Phrasing. I get it. Phrasing.
Oh, yeah.
You laughed during my Pro Teachers New 100th lesson.
You were saying he was getting pounded by wood hard. How could I not laugh?
I didn't say it exactly that way.
It was close enough. It was close enough.
Yeah, but yours was more direct.
Yeah, that's true. I'm excited to see some of these titles. I feel like DC, okay, this is honestly, like, DC has been a bit of scatterbrained is the best way to put it for a while now. It finally feels like for once we have some sort of direction, whether or not that's the Lazarus stuff or the new titles that we're getting. What I want the most, though, is some more some clear continuity. I don't know if it's my brain that needs it or what, but I hate more than anything, like, we've got this Billy Batson book coming out. Okay. Are we going to include all of the other stuff? We've got all this Green Lantern stuff that he obviously erases all that stuff. If this is your starting point for continuity or, kind of soft reboot, great. But then make it known, because I'm so sick of hearing like, well, it's the Omniverse, so everything matters. No, there still is.
That is so dumb.
Let's wait
I know.
until, for example, the Emerald Knight book comes out. Let's wait until Action Comics.
Why is that coming out if they're erasing it?
I think it's to allow Jeffrey to resolve everything he did. So I think it's being done to wrap up what he was doing.
Yes.
And that could be fair. Something could happen at the end where it erases and da-da-da-da-da, and that's probably smart.
It's meant to leave in a dark crisis, but he's supposed to probably explain why some lanterns that were dead or yellow lanterned, like Jessica, are now green again. I think he's using it to clean up things. I don't know for certain. I'm just guessing. It's probably going to clean up house.
By the way, that's a character that I want to see have her own book, is Jessica Cruz. Can we get a Green Lantern Jessica Cruz book, please?
Wait, or Justice League Odyssey. She was pretty much her book.
Especially once the others got corrupted.
Yeah.
No, but I just want more.
You just want her. I get it. I love it. Okay.
Al Jordan as my favorite Lantern.
I want to ask you guys, if there was one book starting with Rocky, I kind of asked you this already, but I want to know from everybody. I think I would pick personally, if there was one book out of these 10 that we know are coming, right? What it would be. I think for me, I don't know. I'm going to say Justice League Dark, but there are plenty of, like, I think they could go farther and bring like the Terrifics back and some of the other stuff. But I would still say, like, even if they're going family dynamic, I know this is way out of the ballpark and it would never happen, but I would love to see them bring back Jonah and have them integrated with Ginny. Like something kind of crazy like that. I don't want it to happen. So like grounding it a little bit, my pick would be kind of Justice League Dark. What about you, Reki?
You mean out of the 10 mystery ones that are coming out?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I mean, we need to have a Justice League and Titans. I mean, I think that's a given. That's going to be coming. I think we need that for sure. And I personally would like to see I'd like to see a DC Comics Presents with Superman guesting with various guest stars instead of Brave and the Bold. I'd like to see. I'd like to have Wonder Woman. I wish there was a Wonder Woman Sensation Comics with Wonder Woman guesting with a different DC hero or villain every month as well, in order to prop up Wonder Woman and to get different writers trying to fluke off a writer who actually understands Wonder Woman or tells us an exciting Wonder Woman tale. That's what I'd like to see. Because right now I'm actually I think it's such a great time to be a DC fan right now. Focusing on the positive, we got Jeff Johns leading with the JSA. We got Mark Waid with the World's Finest and Shazam. We got Jeremy Adams with the Flash. And how about the 1 minute Flash? How about the 1 minute war coming out? Does that not sound awesome?
That's so cool.
That sounds so cool.
Like an event. And it sounds like actually, I don't know that much about it. All I know is that I'm assuming I think it's just going to be all in the Flash comic. Or do you guys know, is it going to be individual? Is it its own series, or it's going to be just in the Flash comic?
I thought it was just in the Flash.
It gets a special in January.
Okay, because I
that
actually love
awesome.
that. Because I mean, imagine, could DC actually have listened and isn't it amazing to actually have an event in a comic without necessarily needing a separate comic book for it? I mean, that's awesome. But no, it's just a really good time. I think the significant misses for me is just a lack of a Wonder Woman presence, and the Wonder Woman mythology is just. I think that whole thing needs to be worked on. But Secret Six. That's a great one too.
Yeah,
somebody in the chat mentioned that.
What about you, Drew? Is there anything you would pick?
Honestly, if there's one title I would love to see back. Because what happened to him 5 years ago, I think the title was a travesty. I want to see him done right. I want to see someone. Black Phoenix mentioned it. I want to see Ragman. I want to see.
Yes.
Ragman. I just want a grounded a Ragman story of him in Gotham. Working. Selling threads, whatever, in a back alley store. Just I want to get back to those roots of Ragman. Just that's what we need.
I love it. You know what? You could even incorporate that and have a crossover with my title, Justice League Dark.
Yeah, absolutely. I
love Ragman. We haven't seen. I don't know what Justice League Dark was the last thing we had him in those backups with.
Well, actually, we got Ragman's cloak is in the current Robin v Batman v Robin, because I think Ragman's cloak is what the Demon Nez has taken some of its power from. So at the resolution of that, we might see Ragman return. You never know. So.
That would be awesome. I would love that. Jared, what do you think?
I would want to see. I know that Justice League is coming back. That's like
a given.
But what I would love to see, because I had this great idea for a Justice League story where the Greek gods become very jealous with the amount of adoration that the League gets. So they go to war with the Justice League. I'm like, I would love to somehow see that, somehow put in there. But if I had to pick a series that my wild card series, I would love to see. Okay, so bear with me on this. A Court of Owls series.
Ooh, you've piqued my interest.
Yes, it's just a Court of Owls scene, and you can have, even if it's just a short even an Elseworlds book, because it could show that it could pick certain big points in Batman's history and show how they have influenced. They had a hand in all these different Batman stories.
Oh, that would be really cool. That would be hard for the writer to do with the continuity stuff. You would have to, yeah, exactly. We might be getting that a little bit. I don't know yet. I don't know if you've been playing Gotham Knights, but they have the comic tie-in, Gilded City. I know if that's issue. I love the first issue. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
By the way, is really good. I love that.
Oh, I've been playing it on stream. I freaking love that game. It's been
so great. Oh my gosh.
They did a really good job on that game. I was surprised. So yes, would love to see Court of Owls. That would be awesome. Carrie, what about you?
Can we
Our
get
Marvel
a young...
girl.
Can we get a young Justice without Fitzmartin?
Yes.
Yes,
please.
Peter David, back on it. Bring back Peter David.
No.
Yes.
No. I mean, that's not going to happen. He's too contented, given his health issues. I think he's going to rather stick to mini-series going forward. I don't think he's ever going to do another ongoing again.
Yeah, that's a shame. That is a shame.
I gave up on that book. I'm not gonna lie. Like that young, well, it was.
You're not the only one. Don't worry about it.
No,
You know what? All I say. You know what? All I say to that book is,
fake woke points.
This is what I say.
I feel like I don't have anything against Megan personally. I don't know her. I did like Robin issue number 1. I thought that was good. I haven't read Robin issue number 2 yet. It was like a 6. It wasn't great. But the Young Justice series to me felt very vapid, I guess is the best word, because there was points where she introduced her non-binary friend and it was inconsequential to the whole entire story. There were points where she like I know this is an Elseworld story, but making Batman mildly homophobic, like I get what she was going for. I just felt like it wasn't well done.
It was all a shot at the fans. It was all a shot at the longtime fans and readers of Young Justice.
Okay. Explain to me this. She's writing a villain as a villain. Why would she hate the fans? That's what I won't. That's what I'm trying to wrap my head around. So explain what you mean.
If you look at how the character is written, what he is saying, she is taking it's. I hate to say she's playing like 4D chess here, but like what she is saying is like that's what the critics of the series are saying. But these are what true fans of these characters are saying. Fans who understand these characters better than she does. What they're complaining about.
It's not just that. It's not just that.
Robert, continue, Robert. Yeah,
it's not just that. She also is saying the 90s sucked. Current comics are the best because they're so progressive. Basically, we're trying to say how the 90s was all a bunch of homophobic, all this stuff.
Oh, lordy.
White dudes.
Yeah, there was that whole...
Which it wasn't.
Well, here's what I tell you what upset me about the entire series is Fitzmartin had the characters. It's one thing if I can pick up something that the writer's trying to say that I disagree with. That's all well and good. I can at least maintain some integrity with the characters and pretend the characters aren't necessarily impacted by it. But the characters in the story, I mean, good Lord, we got Robin. We got Impulse apologizing for behavior that he engaged in when he was 10 years old. Apologizing. What, are you serious?
Oh, so you're saying cancel culture has come to DC Comics?
Like, I'm sorry, Cassie. You're the greatest, Cassie. Your shit doesn't stink, Cassie.
That's what the last issue
was. Or Sissy, or
what validation issue for Cassie.
Or what they did with Sissy. What they did with Sissy was beyond abhorrent.
Well, I mean, look, I'm not saying, none of us are saying that Cassie's not a superhero. She's a great hero in her own right. She doesn't need to be propped up like that. Like
that's what they were trying to do.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I'm so glad I dropped it.
The whole thing is just, I think it was just, I personally, when I'm made to feel bad because I had the audacity to enjoy Mark Waid's Young Justice in the 90s. I had the audacity.
Mark Waid, you mean Peter David, don't you?
Peter David. Yeah. But I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's just this, like, it rubbed me the wrong way. And, whatever. I'll stop talking.
No. I'm so glad I dropped this title. The pure anger that came out of everybody reading it. And that's a good point. I feel like this Mark person has made quite a few good points. Superboy Prime was a really well executed, entitled fan. That was
he was more known than we ever saw it, because apparently when you look back now, you realize, oh my God, Jeff Johns saw where a lot of entitled fans were coming down the line.
But
it was well written. Go ahead. Sorry.
What he wound up doing with him was great. He put him in the letters column. He had him responding to letters in the letter column, which I thought, yes, that's perfect. That's very fitting where he belongs. But what he just said is the good example of what Megan has done recently.
I'm actually surprised that maybe a little bit that the editors let her get to that point.
She has blackmail material. That's what I'm thinking.
Like most of Marvel writers.
Yeah, she has blackmail material. But here's the one thing I will say is, I don't think the Superman office are going to let her touch Connor. I don't think they're going to let her pair him up with Tim like she keeps on claiming she's going to do.
A lot of people want it though. Like I've seen quite a few people.
Shippers so much. Oh my god!
I don't.
I'm a shipper. I'm a shipper. I'm so bad at that, but I never really ship them. Let me get the super chat real quick. Joe, thank you so much. What the heck? I can type over 50 characters by send. I know that is the one thing that's great about Stream Elements. You're not limited to YouTube's rules. I like the new system. Donate to Nerdette. As a video editor, work shouldn't be free. YouTube decided to cut advertising. Advertising were her main customers. Wait, what is there another part?
Through Google. Now it's us.
It just wasn't showing up. Thank you so much, Joe. Yeah, YouTube decided to be terrible. I'm hoping.
My turn now? Is it my turn now?
Yes. Hold on. Let me finish. You're monetized again? I am not monetized again. That's what Joe was saying. Hopefully next month. I'm hoping that I get it taken care of. Fingers crossed. There was no reason to do it in the first place, but they did it to generally 90% of anybody that covered Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. So I was one of the lucky ones. I didn't act like CVJ Raw and SEC completely lost their channels. So I'm at least lucky in that sense that I didn't lose my channel. But no, what Joe sent it through was my Stream Elements tip jar that I have pinned. But thank you so much, Joe. Okay, Robert, you're chomping at the bit. What's your pick?
First of all, I have two picks. One, I just want something with Dr. Light in it more. I want to see her prominence when they kept on saying, oh, she's going to get more prominence in it, and it's just going to be that one of their one-shots. And, like I said before...
Oh, Black Eyes Canary and Zatanna.
Or at the very least, Zatanna at the very least.
What about Gotham City Sirens? I changed my pick. I went Gotham City Sirens.
Yes.
Or Birds of Prey, yeah.
Or Birds of Prey. Oh, geez,
either one.
What they never did is they never did Birds of Prey versus Gotham City Sirens.
Let's do it.
That would be.
That would have been an awesome. That would be a great little mini event, wouldn't it?
Yeah, actually.
Did Birds of Prey even exist anymore? It's given what they've been doing with Oracle. Or not Oracle, with Babs.
I mean, they could figure out a way to do it. I think it would work. I would love to see. Yeah, I would love to see Gotham City Sirens, and the way that they weave in characters like Catwoman, and even now in this issue, we got Punchline at the end, and they could do something with that. Those characters are always weaving in and out of each other's books. They always are. Put them together, put them on a team, and get, what was it, Gilliam March? Did he start out that Gotham City Sirens? Bring him back. I'm all about that.
He's slow, though, unfortunately. Oh, Tavia, where's Superboy Prime now? He's on his own world. Perfectly, he finally got his happy ending.
Yeah, and at the end of that book, they told us to go touch grass.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, huh?
No, we didn't. That was such a great tie-in.
He got his own world, and basically we see you're thinking about the end of Legion of Three Worlds during the Secret and Dark Knight's Metal Secret Origins.
Yes, in the Secret Origins book, they told us to go touch grass. I thought it was hilarious.
No, we see it
they totally did.
They recreate Action Comics 1.
Yeah, we see him lifting a car to save a dog, showing that
you're talking about at the very, very end when he's on his... Okay, it was the one before that where they told us to go, where Jeff Johns said, go touch grass, and I thought it was hilarious.
You're thinking about Legion of Three Worlds.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
I realized that.
Like a married couple.
How can you mix them up? Those were events years apart.
Because it was hilarious.
I want to give a shout out to Hawkman and Hawkwoman or Hawkgirl.
I
want them to be. I definitely want them. Because Robert. I wish they'd bring Robert Venditti back and have him continue his run. Give him some space. Let him work his magic, whatever he wants to do. I just think I mean,
Well,
and I want to give a shout out to Tim Board of Hawk World on Twitter. He did up a fantastic multiversity map. He used the multiversity map as a template, and he did one for all the history of the Hawks and the Hawkman, Hawkwomen, and Shiera and Kendra, and it was just awesome. It's on Twitter, and he's he often tweets the history of the Hawks, and in any event, we would be remiss. And the good thing is on this symbol, we have the Hawk symbol there. We just haven't got any creative teams announced for it. So it does seem to be on DC's radar. So fingers crossed.
That is a good pick. I didn't even think about that.
Look, Drew, looks like someone wants you to read a super chat on your end.
Oh,
go for it. Now I'm trying to find the panel where they say to go outside.
No, they didn't say go outside.
They did.
No.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna be on this for like another hour.
Elite, can you read my chat? The room Elite.
Yeah, it's but beneath it's like, hi Bianca, Tris, Elite, Rob, Rocky, love you guys. You guys.
It wants me to say that?
Bianca.
He's like, they want me to say that? What?
Yeah, Carrie's the one in here, Nick.
Hi, Bianca. I mean, Carrie. I'll find it and I'm gonna post it on my community post.
Well, David, again, he never said go touch grass. He got a happy ending.
He literally said during the Dark Knight's Death Metal thing to go outside.
Because he chose to go outside. He didn't tell anyone to go outside, and we got another tip.
He did. I'm gonna find it. Thank you, Raymond.
It's like they're a married couple.
He's over there.
Raymond. $5.
Yes.
My pick. This is another great pick.
Yes.
Red Hood and the Outlaws bring back Artemis and Bizarro. The funny thing about that is, I don't know if you're checking it out, Raymond. I mentioned it earlier. The webtoons is so good. It's so good. Everyone wants to know what kind of happy ending. Sounds kind of dirty. Thank you so much. That's a great pick.
We need work podcast.
I'm gonna find it. I remember reading it, and it was.
I take it back.
There you go.
But it said it this way. Well, maybe the story isn't over. I guess they never are. But maybe you should go outside for a walk too.
I fucking told you!
That could also imply you never know what will come to you when you take a walk. Since what happened when he took a walk, he was able to find out he had his powers again. So
you're welcome, everybody. I am right. I have officially taken Robert's nerd card. I told you. I knew he said go outside because I thought it was hilarious.
He didn't say
you are now the comics queen.
I mean, that's what I didn't mean. Actually, touch grass. I just meant go outside.
You were half right.
I was 100% correct, and everyone knows this. It's clear in the chat. Everyone knows. Yeah.
Okay, well then I guess everyone's going to go to you instead of me now. So, and good luck with
that. No. Yeah, that's good. How to probably not smart. I was just right on this one thing.
All right, guys. My nerd card, so that means you have it. So now you. Oh,
yes, I have you and Bianca's nerd card. I'm moving on up in the world.
Well, hey, I'll get it back.
No, it's anonymous. Let me bring it up here. Anonymous, thank you so much. I feel bad when I can't actually thank you by name. But they said I have been laughing a lot. Good. I'm so glad. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, we are going to wrap up. Rocky, what do you have going on this week?
Well, every week I review with Jace of the Comic Source podcast. We review most every DC comic that comes out, and with Jim at Weird Science, we do an indie comic review. And I'm not sure what 3 we're going to review. There's always so many to choose from. So usually that's usually what I do: review DC and once a week, and review some 3 or 4 indie comics a week. So that's what I got coming down the plate. So.
Woohoo! Everybody's link is in the description, by the way, guys. Make sure you check them out. I listen to Rocky's video every Tuesday morning before stream. I was gonna watch I seen you did a video on the DCU, but I haven't watched it yet because I was like, I'll wait because I know he's coming on. We're gonna talk about it. I don't know.
It's redundant. It's redundant now. We've talked about
That's
it.
That's what I figured. Jared, what do you have going on this week?
This Monday, I'll be doing a video on that one moment, on that John Kent moment from Dark Crisis, because it was so awesome. And this Wednesday, I'll be talking a little bit more on my channel about my indie comic that I'm writing called Thunder Queen. And
awesome.
And actually, immediately after this, a couple of buddies of mine are going to discuss the third Christopher Nolan Batman movie, Dark Knight Rises, otherwise known as the weakest of the trilogy. But and then after that, we're talking about the Dark Knight Returns animated movie, the most accurate comic to movie I've ever seen. And for Under Two Capes, we're just gonna BS around. That's all you got from me.
Awesome. What about you, Drew? Besides your skippets and math?
And trying to get Tristan on the channel.
Yes. Jeff John stream.
Yeah.
Monday, we have tomorrow. We're doing our top 10 and skippets of the week. I got 2 guest hosts for tomorrow. And on Saturday morning, Kyle and I are going to be interviewing David Quinn, writer and co-creator of Faust, Love of the Damned. Because
awesome.
Exactly. His Kickstarter is launching on Friday, this Friday coming up. Finally, a huge oversized collection for Faust, Love of the Damned. So that should be a fun interview. And I think maybe after we close out the stream, we want to play the trailer one more time for Born Blood 3. Yeah,
that's exactly right. Carrie, what do you... Yep. And didn't you say it's coming to... Hold on. It's coming to stores the 29th, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Carrie, what do you have going on this week?
Well, tomorrow's Manga Monday, so I'm going to be doing a review of Gigant. I'm also, if I get time, going to do a review of Stargirl, The Lost Children. I really like that one. And
yay!
Then Friday, indie comic. So
that's awesome. I love it. Robert, what do you have going on your channel this week?
Not much. Just got some recording I'll be doing. I'll be reaching 125, but I'm not going to use that as a celebratory video. Instead, I'll be the dedication to Jason David Frank and Kevin Conroy as friends and I go over Justice League Power Rangers.
Very cool.
After that, that guy and I will probably record more videos, and I'll eventually get up to 150 probably by December. Where I definitely know for that one, I'm definitely going to be doing Just Imagine Stan Lee.
Oh, that's awesome.
Those are pretty
I
good.
love those.
Yeah.
All of them, and I will, if I can time it right, if I can get it and do my stream after the one shot comes out, I'll go over that too.
Over which one did you say?
The one shot, and all of Just Imagine. The Just Imagine one shot that's coming out.
Yeah.
DC's the only one who cares to celebrate Stan Lee.
That's so embarrassing.
Yeah, seriously. Marvel is doing nothing to celebrate Stan Lee's 100th. And again, DC's the only one who cared about Jack Kirby's 100th.
That's I would feel pretty low if I were Marvel.
That feels so insulting to the man. It's like the DC, the rival competition company. So we only did one thing, maxi series for. And they have more willing to do something special for what would have been his 100th birthday than Marvel ever cares.
Suck it, Marvel.
Telling you.
Yes, make sure you guys check out everybody's channel in the description. We're going to close out, but I am going to play that teaser for Born of Blood one more time. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.